pretty broad head.
You're very lovely. In the feeder, up on top of the hay bale.
So that caught me off guard, and I'm going to have to look after that. Twins lately with the Dorsets. We have a lot better hay this year. The lambs are eating actually more grass, alfalfa mixed hay. Hay is the most important thing. The fog's moving in. I don't know if you can see that fog or not. I've been wrong before, but I'm thinking that one's going to have a lamb.
Good morning. I'm Buddy, and welcome to another day at Ewetopia Farms.
You can do a real wall from see if coming in.
I wanted to do around the other, I thought.
Okay, but you can do that. But I'm gonna get the rest of the sheep fed. Well, I can't spend the whole day in the morning here on a couple of ewes when I've got 100 and some many sheep to feed yet.
Okay, well, we can do it
We
later.
have to come back.
If that's what's causing them problems drinking.
I don't think it's a problem. It's a problem with small sheep. Little streams of milk, and I think the lambs get fussy.
How's that side?
I have another one over here. That one over there came in last night, but just do her at the same time.
Trimmed her bangs. She's the one who couldn't see very well. And the one last night has long bangs too, so we're going to give her bangs a trim as well. Just help them to see a little bit better. Hi, honey.
Want to swap a little?
I can come in there if she wants to just stand there.
Okay.
She going to stand there?
You got a couple deeper. Just get the more. Yeah, she has lots of milk.
He was sleeping, wasn't he?
I got a big rolling on him.
Hi, you're a nice little girl.
Big mitts on him.
Hurrah. You're very pretty.
That's a pretty broad head.
You're very lovely. Yes, you're going to be very, very pretty. And now your mom can see you better.
He's sucking.
We're just going to tag the new lambs and mark all the ones that were born the last few days. First on the agenda. That's a really nice lamb. Nice to come into the barn when everyone's fed and it's nice and quiet so you can concentrate when you're working. But it's not so nice to come in and see a little smart aleck lamb in the feeder up on top of the hay bale. Oh, she just jumped down. Now we gotta see if she's gonna jump back into the right pen. She decided that it was better pickings in the feeder. So may as well just stay there and eat. Hi, Maisie. Hi, I was just gonna give you a call. You're such a good girl every day.
Just doing chores. It's Arnie, and Hamish hasn't had a lamb in his group for probably a week and a half, maybe. And one of his ewes just had a lamb. So we'll have to get that into a jug and see if she has another one. Looks like that's a clear sack coming out at the back there. So I'm thinking she has another lamb. So that caught me off guard. And I'm going to have to look after that. I'm just doing my feedings. And like I just said, that lamb, the lamb on the right there is a big male. She had that on her own. And I brought the ewe in the jug. And I just felt her. The legs were just sticking out from the second one. It's a female. I just tubed them both. Dipped them both. And she's a first timer. Two nice lambs again, another twinner. Quite a few twins lately with the Dorsets. You can see the males are quite a bit larger frame than the female, which is normal. Males should be a little framier. But she doesn't have a third lamb, which I'm grateful for. Just two lambs. And I'll just let her do her thing. She's going to lick them all off. The little female there is only about... I would say about 6 minutes old. That's all that is right now. Still warm yet, so she's loving it. First timer, no problem. She has no problem with me being in the pen. And I'm going to go and do the rest of the chores. And when I go in the house to have supper with Lynn, I'll tell Lynn that we have another surprise. It's just 5 o'clock and I'm just doing my night chores. And the Dorset lambs look good. So I just rolled out the remainder of the hay for tonight. These guys are feeling really good.
Well, look at that guy again in slow motion.
Well on their way. So, yeah, things are a little different this year, I think. One thing I've always realized about farming, it always changes. When you change something, everything changes. And so far what I realize is we have a lot better hay this year. When I say we have better hay, we put 6 rolls of plastic on the bale, so we're not meeting any bad bales at all this year. The hay is heavily got a lot of alfalfa in it. Right now we're feeding second cut alfalfa with grasses in it, like a really good quality. And what I'm finding is we have lambs on the ground now for a month or over a month, not eating a lot of creep yet. Tells me that the lambs are getting a lot of milk off the mothers and not really getting into the grain, which is actually fine with me because the mother's milk is free. It's more important than them eating creep feed. The second thing I notice is I'm always scooping out nice grass hays out of the manger here and putting it into the feeders for the lambs. And the lambs are eating actually more grass, alfalfa mixed hay than creep feed, which is fine with me too because lambs are not really made to eat grain. They're meant to eat grass and hay, so I'm fine with that. But I do notice that things are a little different this year. Like I say, a lot higher quality feed, grasses and hay, and the mothers have lots of milk. The lambs are not so hungry to get onto the creep feed, and the lambs are eating a lot of the grasses and alfalfa with the mothers. So that's actually a little different this year, I find. I mean, talk to me in another month, I can really tell you what's happening. But that's what I feel is happening. But yeah, I mean, the hay you produce, the higher quality hay you can produce, is probably the cheapest, best feed that you can feed your sheep. The hay is definitely the route you want to go in. And we've improved the hay a lot, and I think it's showing up in the lambs. But I'll quit talking now because I want to get my chores done. But that's what I feel is changed a little this year. So far we're not feeding much creep feed at all. I'm probably feeding, I don't know, all these lambs in this barn. Well, they're eating creep feed right there, see? But in this whole barn, like I'm barely feeding a half a pail a day. So a half a pail of creep feed, so I'm feeding a half a pail, so I'm feeding like 15 pounds of creep feed a day, which isn't a lot of creep feed. I'm a little shocked that they're not eating anymore. But I told you I keep you informed with that, how much grain we're going to feed. But the only reason I'm bringing it up because it's a little different this year because of the higher quality of forage we have. So I'll keep talking about that as the week goes by and the lambs keep getting older and what changes. But all what I can tell people is your hay is the most important thing, and it's the most natural thing for the sheep to eat. And that's really where you should be putting most of your effort in if you're going to talk about forages. Good quality haylage or hay. It's just Arnie doing my night chores. And we gotta go over and feed that bottle baby. And I've been doing my homework because we gotta go over and feed Maisie. So I've been working really hard on that. That's a whole day of memory right there. It's something like a 40 amp fuse. But let's see where she is. Oh, Macy. I didn't even have to call her tonight. She's right here. Here you go. Come on. Oh, it's freezing. It's freezing. It's about -4, I think, tonight, maybe, or something. But I'm totally going to leave the door open. There's a lot of sheep in here, and there's a lot of heat coming out of this barn. So I'm not going to close it down. I'm going to leave it open. And it's about 9 o'clock. I'm just giving Maisie her last feeding. And then I got to go and feed the balls in another barn. We had a couple lambs. We had I think we had 3 ewes come in today. So we had 2 sets of twins and a single, I think. But I'll have to go and check all that. I just got done feeding 3 bales of hay. And I should be in the house shortly. Are you done? Oh, I don't think she can finish it. Well, I figure on she's eating creep feed now, eh? Come on, you want to finish it or not? Oh, actually, you don't need it. No, that's it. So, she's had enough. I'm going to head over and I'll feed the last little bit to the other lambs in the barn, top them all up for tonight. So everything's going good tonight. I'm just done. I don't know what time it is. There's my little fuzzy little lamb. These two twins. A big single female. Had these twins tonight at 5 o'clock. First timer. These guys, I think, are going to the Coverall tomorrow. I mean, they're actually big lambs. Like they're 20-pound. Yeah, they're probably they're 20, 23, 25-pound lambs. Some of these. So they've been here long enough. So I think tomorrow they're shipping out. This whole group. Lynn says today there's 10 ewes in here. Most time we move 10 at a time. There's a couple of ewes here hanging back. So this first group here was left. We had that's where the ewe came from. I think it came from the Sharif ram. I'm not sure, but I think it did. I turn this light off. There's a couple Suffolks now. See big Suffolks right there? Hanging around that corner, so I think that's suspicious. So I'll keep my eye on that tonight. But nothing's happening right now. And the fog's moving in. I don't know if you can see that fog or not. It's kind of creepy. Toonie is laying on her own tonight. So that's suspicious. But right now there's nothing happening. I just gave him some fresh hay, so that's why everybody's eating. So that Dorset there is sitting there, not chewing her cud, and she's panting a little bit. So I'm not sure if she's in labor or not. That looks a little suspicious. You probably can't see it, but I see that the indent on the stomach there is a little sunk down, telling me that I'm probably not using to have lambs. The lambs are sunk down. I'm getting ready to have lambs. That's actually a ewe that we purchased in Humboldt, out in the prairies, Western Canada. But Toonie is not chewing her cud, and she's pretty massive. So that's suspicious. So I don't know what the due date is in the Suffolks. They were a little later, but we got a couple Suffolks hanging back right now. Anyways, yeah, this barn's just ready to go now. So someone just gave a cry here. I don't know. I'm going to go to the house and get cleaned up and get ready to have some sleep. But maybe before I go to sleep, I might come out and check her. She's looking a little weird looking. See her head moving back and forth? And not chewing her cud. Hey girl. Yeah, honestly, I've been wrong before, but I'm thinking that one's going to have a lamb. So there's a big gray cat. There's a Suffolk there with a real large bag right there. I don't like to get her up, but I'm actually just going to get her up because I actually want to see what she's doing. Just going to go slowly here. Yeah, this Dorset right here has got a bag too. Hey, Toonie. Hey. What you doing? Hey. She's pretty big. Mark it up. No discharge. She's actually got a beautiful little bag on her. But I don't like that. Anyways, I think that's it for tonight. I'm not coming out for a few hours. If they have lambs that easily, they'll have them on their own. There's lots of bedding in there to keep warm. And I'm going to shut these lights off. I got a little light here in the front I put on there. Oh, now she just went in to eat some hay. Okay, so that's it. I'm out of here. Nothing more I can do. These are the newest lambs. They look good. The little female looks really good. So, hey buddy, are you feeling good? Are you feeling good? Hey. I think tomorrow we're going to let this one here out. He does take a little bit of milk, but he'll come right up to you. So we're going to try to get him in the pen. And you can get out of that pen and have a little more freedom. See, I think he's ready for it. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? Hey, Bubs. Yeah, she's ready to go out. Okay. I'm going to shut these lights off. And I guess we'll see you in the morning. And if something happens tonight, I'll try to catch it on the camera. Good night.